I mean, you're just there for me all the time, every night. I can cry to you, I can lean on you, even scream at you, and you're always here. I mean, you're so supportive, and you truly give me warm fuzzies.
Carolina, it's a good start, but that's not what I meant by pillow talk.
No?
Oof. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, you know, kick back.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez. Don't worry, I'm not obsessed with my pillow, baby, but I am obsessed with Dr. Viviana Coles. She is our sex and relationship therapist, intimacy expert. We love having you, baby.
I love being here. I love that we can talk about anything.
Yes, but what we're here to talk about today is Pillow Talk by Dr. Viviana.
That's right. I'm so excited about this topic. I haven't been this excited about a topic since probably the last time I was here. No, the truth is, it's time for couples to understand how to keep the spark alive, and I feel like Pillow Talk is the secret.
Okay, so we're not talking about the actual pillow talk that happens at night. We're talking about something more specific.
Outside of sexual experiences, couples are not showing each other that they're interested in each other sexually. And that is what is plaguing all of these bedrooms inside and out. So many people think, well, we're having sex, so we must be doing okay. Sex is not enough. It's not enough, especially in a long-term relationship. A lot of people will gauge the health of their relationship based off of whether or not they are having sex.
Right.
Or they have any sort of sexual chemistry. That does not get you from A to Z. And a lot of my clients will come in saying, we just don't have what we want going on in the bedroom. And I'm like, okay, well, let's start with what's going on outside.
Well, okay, so what I hear a lot from people on the couch and like in my own life and my friends is men who want more sex, women who want more attention, love, and flirtation, and because neither is getting either, there's nothing happening.
Exactly.
So pillow talk is that in-between sauce that makes both work.
For the longest time, I was calling this in my client office, I would call it an underlying current of sensuality. Because a lot of couples would be like, okay, so you want us to have sex, but we're having sex. I'm like, no. Yes, of course I want you to have sex, but I want you to want to have sex. There's a distinction there, a really important distinction. And a lot of times it's not happening, not just because you haven't been scheduling it, you know I'm a big fan of that, but that's when you have the desire, you have all that going on, it's just a matter of life getting in the way. But for a lot of couples, it almost feels like they're going from cold to hot. It's either foreplay or nothing. And that's a real problem. And yes, I will say a lot of men are the ones that are able to get hot like that, and women take a little bit a while to warm up.
Right.
And that's okay. That's just how things are. But I'm talking about, you know, sex is something and seduction is something that should start after your last sexual experience. Right then and there, that's when seduction starts. That's when you tap into that underlying current of sensuality. And you're giving me a look because you're thinking, what?
No, because this gives me deja vu to probably the very first episode I shot with you when we were talking about men and their sex lives and their sex drives and whether women want it just as bad. And what you were able to pinpoint that men are good at is that they love the fantasy and they are ready for the next one, building off their last experience, whereas women compartmentalize, right?
Yes, a little bit too well.
Right.
So men allow those thoughts in, and so it allows them to have that underlying current of sensuality that they can tap into. Now, if their partner is not also able to tap into that underlying current of sensuality, which now I call pillow talk, if they're not tapping into that, then it can feel like it's always coming out of nowhere. And that's when initiation starts to become a problem because they're like, you never initiate, you are always ready. And there's this like divide, and it's because there isn't enough pillow talk, or the type of pillow talk isn't sufficient for what their needs are.
Girl, you just dropping bombs, bombs, because I'm like, ooh, hold on. When's the last time I initiated? Do I like the way my husband initiates? Does he like the way I initiate? How do we talk about sex? And what goes on in between?
Yes.
What is that underlying?
It's an underlying current of sensuality.
AKA pillow talk.
AKA pillow talk.
Oh no, girl, we got to talk about what?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it, yes.
Now I'm like, oh my God, I got to come to this masterclass because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
This is the look that I get every single time I talk about this. It's almost like you can hear the explosions like, oh my gosh, am I doing this? Am I not doing this? Is this what's missing? The answer is all yes.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So I guess I'm going to have to get really personal here with you, huh?
Well, I'm the person to do that with.
Right.
Yeah.
But are you the person for me to do that with?
Forget about them.
Forget about them.
It's just you and I.
It's just you and I. Okay. I mean, listen, we're going to have a mini sneak peek of your masterclass here on the Nightcap.
All right.
Oh, shoot. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take a sip and get some liquid courage. And then when we come back, I'm going to ask Dr. V some personal questions of my own. You stay right there. We'll be right back. Ah! Welcome back to the Nightcap. We're having an intimate conversation with my girl, Dr. Viviana. We're talking about Pillow Talk, your new masterclass. It's coming out very, very soon.
Very soon, June 10th, 12:30 p.m. Central. Everybody needs to be on. It's live. I will be there, of course, and it's free.
And it's free, baby. Come on. All right. Well, I'm going to get my little mini one right now.
Okay.
Because what you are calling it is an underlying.
Underlying.
I'm messing it
So
up.
imagine it's an underlying current of sensuality.
Sensuality.
And the most healthy, physically intimate couples know how to tap into that and maintain it for the long term.
All right. So I feel like I ain't maintaining it for the long term. About to hit 10 years in October.
Congratulations.
Of marriage. We've been together longer than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was a point where my husband was complaining about like, you ain't initiating. Like, what's going on
Are you
here?
into me?
Yes.
Are you into me? Do you want me? Is this something you even want to do?
Yes.
Yes, I hear that a lot. And I'm sure, I mean, I've been with my husband we'll be married for 17 years. So I'm sure there have been times, especially after the kids, where I'm like, maybe I'm not showing that attention. I'm not maintaining that underlying current of sensuality. I was not doing the pillow talk, and I learned so much about that. Not just, of course, from my own relationship, but from the thousands of couples that I've seen.
Right.
Most of them are missing it. Most of them are not maintaining it. And a lot of them, I think we take it for granted sometimes that, of course I'm with you, of course I want you, of course, look, I have sex with you, so isn't that enough? It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Because I've said all those things.
Yes.
Like, yes, I'm attracted to you. Yes, you're f***ing sexy, Poppy. I love you. Like, I'm married to you. Like, baby, I wouldn't have chosen you if you weren't good in bed.
But
like,
if it's only happening, if that pillow talk is only happening as like foreplay, or if it's only happening in the bedroom, or if it's only happening when he's asking you about it, then it doesn't really count. You're not maintaining it. It's not something that you can tap into. For instance, I'm always telling couples this kind of metaphor. If you were cooking something, let's say you wanted to cook some pasta, if you had to call the gas company and have them come out to the street to turn it onto the house, then you do the pilot, you probably wouldn't want that pasta after a while. You'd be like, I can go without.
yeah.
You know, microwave it is, right? So this is the alternative to doing something like that, where it feels like it's like such a chore. We talk a lot about that in my office. People feel like sex is a chore. It feels like it's a chore when it has all of these steps, like the stars have to align. I hear men, they're like, oh, if Mercury is in this, and if, you know, the weather's like this, and I know I'm getting a no.
Right.
That means there isn't enough pillow talk. So pillow talk allows you to have that pilot light on. Pillow talk makes it to where it makes sense to have sex in the relationship that day or the next day. And it doesn't have to be only on vacation, or only after you've bought a little something sexy, or only after your wax, or whatever it is that you do. It's there and it's present for you to tap into in more ways than one.
Tap into, in case y'all didn't catch a tappity tap. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate on my husband. Like my husband we're at home and he'll just grab my tits out of nowhere, and I'm just like, bro.
That is not sexy.
It's not
oh
sexy
my God.
at all.
It's
Like, bro,
so juvenile.
He's like, come on, they're mine. And I'm like, yeah, but do you think, like, I find that, like, that doesn't make
startling.
me want to jump your bones. I'm just
No.
like, what is that?
Are you 15?
There's no connection there. But I mean, I get it. They are 15, aren't they? Like, men are always 15-year-olds.
Well, and to an extent, I love that silliness and that playfulness, right?
Is it playful?
Well, you know what it is?
What
it's
is
him
it?
gauging. If she doesn't slap my hands away, that means maybe I got a chance. So this is what I will say. For a lot
I feel like I'm more playful when I do slap it, and when I don't do anything and I give him this look,
then you're like,
then I'm like,
That
bro,
stare.
What are we
Get
doing
away.
here?
Okay, so what I'm hearing is typically that the person who's more of an aggressor, who's more of the initiator, that takes some mental energy and it takes physical energy, and you're putting yourself out there, and you could be rejected, and most of the time they are, especially when it's not like pillow talk isn't there, they're getting rejected. So this is an easy way for them to kind of like test the
Gauge.
waters, but also not feel rejected. But a lot of men do that, and some women will do that too, as like let me test the waters without having to get like
Test the
super
waters.
rejected.
But see, for us, it's not really testing of the waters. I guess where is the seduction between both parties?
That is where, if you have more pillow talk, if you're able to joke about sex, talk about sex, watch sexy things, read about it, of course do it, that's part of it too, but then it will make more sense and you'll probably have more desire because it's in the air around you, it's in the environment. And if you're not having that, then it's like, it's relegated to the bedroom and sex. And anything like a kiss, you know, I'm always telling people like, make out challenge, 10 minutes this week, or kiss for 3 seconds. All of that can be standalone, or it can be part of something that goes further. I'd rather you do it and have nothing come of it, even if it's just for a couple days. I'd rather you do it because there's this thing that can happen between y'all where you say, you know what, my partner does want me. It doesn't always turn into sexually, but they want me, they desire me, they care about me, they're thinking about me as the sexy beast that I am, and that's really important in a long-term relationship.
All right, well, I ain't the only one learning from Dr. V today, okay? I got a girlfriend coming over because, listen, we've got questions. The struggles are everywhere, all right? You stay right there. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Nightcap. We're talking about that underlying current of sensuality, darling, aka Pillow Talk. And joining me and Dr. Viviana now is Crystal Brunson. She is the owner of Nail Therapy HTX. And girl, you provide therapy for them nails, but
I'm sure you hear things.
yeah, you be hearing some things, right?
It's therapy for the nails, for the girls, the whole nine. You'd be surprised.
All right, so you heard me get a little personal with Dr. Viviana.
Yes.
Is this a typical conversation you would hear at the nail salon?
Absolutely, very much so. I think everybody's kind of struggling with getting in and making sure they're getting enough and like who has to initiate it, you know, that kind
Right.
of thing. It's like double dutch.
Is it everyone has to initiate?
Everyone should be initiating. In a long-term relationship, I just don't think it's fair to say, well, I don't do that. I won't initiate. Who doesn't want to feel wanted?
Right.
Who doesn't want to feel appreciated? Who doesn't want to feel all the things that make you think like I'm doing something right, you know?
Yeah.
And for a lot of men especially, they won't tell their partners what they need, which is, you know, yes, sex is a way to show that I'm needed, but just in general, that look, that touch, that joke, that like, yeah, you look good in those jeans. They don't want to say that they need it, but they so appreciate it.
And I think as women, we're not necessarily taught that either. It's
We're
kind of
not.
like,
We're taught
Right?
that-
Like, I mean,
yeah.
in your partnerships, past or present, would you comment on how great they look every day?
Not every day, no.
Like maybe when they're really dressed up for a date night, not like on a random Tuesday or Wednesday.
But we would expect that as women, that if we like did anything with our nails or, you know, show them off a little, like that we would expect our partner to notice that effort. And just because it may not look the same and we may not be as flashy or they may not be as flashy as we are doesn't mean that they don't want to hear it, that they don't want to hear like, hey, I see that little muscle coming out, or I see that you like did your nails, they look good, or you smell good. Like there's so many things that you can do to tell your partner, I like you, I want you, I'm attracted to you. And if you don't, they're going to be kind of thirsty for it.
What does that mean? What are you trying to say, Dr. Viviana?
When something is missing in relationships, I wish it wasn't the case, but like, you know, having plenty of pillow talk, knowing your intimacy style, being able to focus on all of that does give you a leg up when it comes to affair proofing your relationship.
So is there like a test to like an intimacy style test? Like how
Yes, there is.
I got my little mental notepad like right
Yeah, so
down.
everyone can take the 4 Intimacy Styles quiz at 4intimacystylesquiz.com. She just teed this up. She didn't even
she
know.
really did. She has no idea.
The 4 Intimacy Styles, and that can help you to realize where you might need a little bit more and where you can take it down a notch. And whether you're in a relationship or you're not, it's so important to have that information. And then, of course, with Pillow Talk, there will be something coming up for you to assess that too, and we'll be sharing that at the masterclass on June 10th at 12:30, so you do not want to miss it.
Okay, so this isn't just for people in relationships. This is also for single individuals.
This is for anyone who is relationship minded, who wants to know what it takes if they were in a long-term relationship to maintain that current of underlying sensuality, to maintain that part of letting each other know that you're sexually attracted to each other. That is so important in the long run.
Most of the time people are like love language, love language, love language, but it's not like, oh, like, are you touching your partner when you pass them up? Like, how are you,
Crystal,
you know, it's at the nail shop, all of the ladies are, you know, it goes from one side of the spectrum to the other, like, oh, I started, or my husband starts it, or my partner, whatever the case is. But I think just maybe we just don't know how to find our groove.
everybody's trying to find their groove, and you're right. Like, there are so many people who don't know how to initiate, or they think, well, as long as I'm initiating, then that's all that matters. But what about, like, you know, we always talk about, what about the other 6 days out of the week, or the, like, we need to be able to say definitively, I know my partner wants me. I know my partner finds me attractive. And these are all the different ways that they show me. And it can't just be because we have sex. I see that in my practice. I see what happens if you are the man or the woman or whoever you are in that relationship that is feeling not attractive, feeling like your sexual and your self-esteem are plummeting because the one person that you really want that attention from is only giving it to you as a part of sexual experiences. And everything else, it's almost like switch on, switch off.
Yeah.
Switch on, switch off. That's not going to get you there long term. It's going to be very uncomfortable and you're going to feel left out, and sometimes it makes you more prone to looking for that attention elsewhere.
Okay, well, baby, don't be going elsewhere. Keep it switched on. More Than ICAP continues after this. What? Welcome back to the Nightcap. We've been getting a masterclass, or a mini masterclass, from Dr. Viviana Coles. We've got Crystal Brunson here from Nail Therapy HTX. And you've been schooling us, girlfriend. And Lord, I mean, I feel like everybody has work to do. Everybody has an awareness to gain.
Yes.
Especially in long-term relationships, and those like looking to jump in and like secure a solid commitment that is good inside and outside of the bedroom.
Exactly.
So, some quick tips and then what we get from this masterclass.
Okay, so first of all, being more aware, right? If you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't do that, I don't do that, I haven't done that. This is your wake-up call that now that you know, and I tell people, now that you know better, do better, this is the start of that. And at the masterclass, it's free, it's online, so I can see you all there. Free June 10th, online, it's live, so you have to show up, get there.
Okay.
It's via Zoom. You're going to get the link. Just sign up at my website and go to pillowtalkmasterclass.com, pillowtalkmasterclass.com to sign up. You're going to learn all about why it's important to have the pillow talk, what that looks like, what happens if you and your partner have different types of pillow talk, what is the optimal. So there is a good way and a best way to do this. You're going to learn all about that. And it's just 1 hour of your time. Get that babysitter, put your kids in front of the screen, do whatever you need to do. Take a nice lunch break. It's at 12:30. I want to see you all there because we've got a lot to learn in order to keep love alive. Keep that spark alive.
I love it. All right, you're gonna teach all these nail technicians and your clients.
We're gonna have it up on the TV.
Yes, gather around, gather around.
Right. So we can all learn together.
I love it. We got to get this Pillow Talk Masterclass. And if I want to get my nails like you, baby, where do I got to go?
You'll come to Nail Therapy HTX. We're at 9121A Stella Link, Houston, Texas 77025.
I love it. All right, nail therapy and relationship therapy. We need it all. All right, cheers to you, ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers to you at home. We'll see you guys next time. Go get that Pillow Talk Masterclass. Go get your nails done. All right.